This video will explain the operations and handling of a liquid cylinder or Dewar. It will also explain how to read and understand the various gauges and valves that are found on this type of cylinder. Dewars are constructed of a stainless steel inner vessel surrounded by an outer shell and come in various sizes and pressures. These are chosen to match the application in which you are using the tank. They are designed to insulate the cryogenic liquid inside to slow the phase change. This means that it reduces the time it takes the liquid inside to change to a gas. The most common sizes are 160-liter, 180-liter, 196-liter, and 230-liter liquid capacity. The most common pressure ratings are 22 psi, 230 psi, and 350 psi. The pressure gauge indicates the gas pressure of the inner vessel. The gauge goes from 0 to 400 psi. This is an important tool as it dictates what pressure you will be able to use on your downstream applications. This tank is showing just under 50 psi of product. The float gauge, sometimes also referred to as the liquid contents gauge, is seen here in the center of the Dewar. It indicates the amount of liquid remaining in the vessel. The float gauge on this Dewar shows E for empty and F for full. In addition to the horizontal gauge seen on this Dewar, you may encounter a vertical gauge with a pin that moves vertically to indicate the volume of the liquid contents. Liquid cylinders are now being manufactured to include the Rotarex C-stick. This digital gauge provides product-level measurement accuracies of plus or minus 1% and includes outputs for telemetry. Next is the safety relief valve. When the pressure in the Dewar reaches the psi set on the safety relief valve, it opens and releases the excess pressure. Dewars can be equipped with 1 or 2 safety relief valves. When 2 valves are present, you can set 2 different pressures and select which valve is activated at the time of filling. This allows you to use the Dewar at different pressures based on your application. If the internal pressure of the tank exceeds the set level, you will hear a hissing sound indicating that the pressure is being released or vented. Do not be alarmed by this noise. This means the valve is working as intended. The pressure building circuit is used to ensure the pressure inside the tank remains within the desired parameters for your application. When your downstream application is drawing a high volume of product, the pressure inside the tank will decrease. Turning this hand wheel to the left allows the liquid inside the Dewar to travel to the coils that run between the inner and out vessels, which raises the temperature of the product and converts it from liquid to gas. This, in turn, builds pressure inside the Dewar. The pressure builder will continue to build pressure until it reaches the set point on the pressure building regulator. When the pressure building circuit is activated, you will see frost rings around the outside of the Dewar. This is completely normal operation. This is the vent valve, indicated by the tag labeled vent. This valve is primarily used during the filling process. You don't need to open and close this valve during normal operation, but if the pressure in your Dewar becomes too high, the vent valve can be used to reduce the tank pressure. You can open the valve by slowly turning this hand wheel until you hear gas escaping. Keep in mind, this is a loud and abrupt operation. It is also important to note that venting gas will displace oxygen and poses a risk of asphyxiation. Therefore, the vent valve should never be opened when the Dewar is in a confined space. The gas use valve is indicated with a tag labeled gas and a tamper-resistant collar. This is where gas product is extracted from the Dewar to your downstream application, with pressure being controlled through an attached regulator. You will get the best performance out of your Dewar if you use a liquid cylinder regulator on this valve. California Tool and Welding recommends the Harris Model 330 single-stage liquid cylinder gaseous regulator or the Victor ELC 4-edge liquid cylinder regulator. While pulling product from the gas use valve, it is normal to see frost accumulation on the Dewar. Frost on the top of the unit is typically seen after it is filled. Frost can also be seen covering the sides of the Dewar, which is normal during or after use, or with high rates of withdrawal. If you notice the Dewar accumulating frost when not in use, This could be an indication of a leak in the gas use line or loss of vacuum within the tank and requires further inspection. The liquid use valve is indicated with a tag labeled liquid. If you intend to use liquid product in your downstream application, the safety relief valve should be set at 22 psi, meaning the internal pressure of the tank will stay at or below 22 psi. When drawing liquid from this port, it is critical to use a cryogenically rated transfer hose and a phase separator. The phase separator slows the stream of liquid coming from the hose, reducing the risk of splashing, allowing better control of liquid flow. Other applications require direct connection of the transfer hose to an appliance rated for cryogenic use. Because cryogenic liquid is hundreds of degrees below freezing, it is important to wear proper PPE when handling liquid gas. This typically includes a face shield, safety glasses, insulated gloves, closed-toed shoes, and a nylon apron. You should also ensure that you are in a well-ventilated area when dispensing liquid gas from a Dewar into any cryogenic container. The best way to move your Dewar is with a hand cart specifically designed for transporting Dewars. Because a full Dewar can weigh anywhere from 600 to 800 pounds, it is critical to follow proper safety protocol to avoid injury. When sliding the Dewar into place, hook the locating pin into the opening and pull the cart backwards, resting it on the wheels of the cart. The pin keeps the Dewar on the cart and prevents it from rolling to the left or right. Next, secure the strap or chain, and you are ready to transport your Dewar. Additionally, an overhead crane can be used to lift a Dewar off the ground. It is important to use at least 2 of the cutouts when securing the hooks so that the strap is centered over the tank. Never try to lift a Dewar with the hand ring.